This is the scene on the final hole of the 2013 U.S. Open hosted at Marion Golf Club in West Philadelphia. In the black outfit is Phil Mickelson, who is currently 2 shots behind the leader Justin Rose, and he needed to make this shot from about 30 yards short of the green in order to tie him and force a playoff. As you can see, the ball slid just by the hole and stopped just a few feet away. He nearly did it, but what you can't see is about 50 yards to the left outside of this picture is a 13-year-old me standing on top of a tree stump to get a glimpse over the crowd of the scene. I remember the electricity of the atmosphere, but I also remember the feeling in my stomach at that exact moment. I thought, this whole golf thing can be pretty cool. This is when my love for the game of golf started to form. And what did I do about it? I went home and I played basketball. I come from a huge basketball family. My dad coached multiple teams. My older brother was an excellent player throughout high school. My older sister went D1 on a full scholarship through basketball, and I had to grow up in their footsteps. I would have always been at some AAU practice for basketball, whether it was travel or a school team, every single day. Every weekend, my family would be traveling from someone's basketball tournament, whether it was me, my sister, or my brother. I even remember one time in the car, my dad saying, Troy, 80% of your life is basketball, and the other 20% is basketball.
I'd like to share a short story about my son Troy. There were very high expectations for Troy growing up. Our family was a basketball family, and Troy's older brother and sister played basketball at a very high level. Troy's sister used the game of basketball as a vehicle to participate in basketball at a D1 level, was fortunate enough to be on a team that won the WNIT championship. And Troy, being the youngest coming up and the most athletic of the three, a lot of expectations and very high expectations were set on Troy to pursue that same path.
But my next course of action was that I walked up to my dad in our family living room, looked him in the eyes, and told him that I did not want to play basketball anymore. I wanted to focus on golf. I'll never forget his face after I said that. It was like I broke his heart. My brother told me I was wasting my talent. My sister didn't even consider golf as a sport. And my high school coach was not a fan of my decision, and I got a lot of shit from my teammates as well.
One of the things that I'm so proud of and admire about Troy is his courage. And Troy decided at a certain point in his life that basketball was not going to be his vehicle. And knowing that he was part of a basketball family, I'm sure that gave him a lot of angst on how to handle this. Troy is a very emotional young man, and I know that he tortured with this. But he had the courage. He had the courage to make that decision.
So I had to prove myself. I quickly broke the starting lineup for my high school golf team and began competing in tournaments across the East Coast. I realized it was my job to use golf as a vehicle to get to college. I applied to 5 schools. 4 of them were to play on the golf team, and the other one was to actually major in golf, and that one school was Penn State. At the time, my parents actually hated Penn State for their own reasons. They'd always root against them in games on TV, and they thought Penn Staters were part of a cult. That, of course, rubbed off on me growing up, and I hated Penn State as well. But Penn State's highly accredited professional golf management program was brought to my attention. I decided I wanted to do more with golf than just play it for 4 years on a team, so I sent an application to Penn State. Here I am, 4 years later, nearing graduation with a major in professional golf management at Penn State. We are required to take 4 internships in the golf industry, and it is our responsibility to go out there, interview, and earn the internship positions at a golf club of our choosing. My first internship was at the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale in Northeast Philadelphia. It was an extremely cool atmosphere within the city limits. You make a turn off Frankfurt Ave, go through a security gate, all of a sudden you're on a pristine golf course in an urban setting. My second internship was at this place called the Fisher's Island Club. It was a little different than Philadelphia. The golf course was indescribable. It's the number 10 ranked golf course in the world, located on a tiny 7-mile long island off the coast of New York. The only way to get there was a 45-minute ferry ride. I was there for 3 months, and I got off the island one time just for 3 hours to get a haircut. I was isolated. After that, I had the opportunity to work at Augusta National Golf Club for the Masters Tournament. It's a number 2 ranked golf course in the world and is regarded as the highest standard in the world of golf. The phrase not a blade of grass is out of place is taken to a whole new level there. I once saw a maintenance worker with a spray bottle and a rag wiping the bark on a tree. Not to mention being there for one of the greatest moments and comebacks in sports history when Tiger Woods won the 2019 Masters is one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. I still can't believe I was there when it happened. It's depressing to think that I would be on property at Augusta right now if it weren't for the coronavirus. Going back to this picture from the beginning, when I was that little kid standing on top of a tree stump at Marion Golf Club during the final hole of the US Open, where that feeling I had sparked my love for the game. I am blessed to say I will be returning to Marion Golf Club after graduation with an official position on the professional staff as an assistant golf professional.
And as a parent can only hope that their child finds something that they are very passionate about and then pursues it with everything that they have. And that's exactly what Troy did. And Troy pursued the game of golf. And in the beginning, he was a much better basketball player than he was a golfer. But that certainly has changed. And he pursued it, he worked at it, and our family couldn't be any more proud of Troy in choosing the game of golf as a career path. And we look forward to watching Troy surpass his goals and the goals that we have set as a family for success.
In conclusion, pursuing my love for the game of golf has taken me to some incredible places with even better experiences which I do not take for granted. When I was a freshman stepping on PSU's campus for the first time, if you would have told me I would even step foot on the property of any of these places I've worked at, I would have probably laughed in your face. My decision to quit basketball, ditch the expectations surrounding me, and pursue something completely new because it captured my passion and my attention has everything to do with where I am today. Golf has become my career and my livelihood, but I still like to think I could go outside and dunk a basketball.